Upcoming Marvel games just got Thanos snapped. The anticipated Marvel MMO by Daybreak Games is cancelled, while a new fast-paced deck-building card game, Marvel Snap, has just been announced.
And we got what can only be described as a literal buttload of news from PlayStation. We'll talk about all this stuff and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back with another week of huge video game news. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we've got all the news that you need to know in the video game industry. My name is Erock the Red. I am joined by Full Clip. What's going on, buddy? How you been?
Oh, pretty good, man. Ready to spill this tea. It's an interesting weekend news.
Yeah, it was. We were just talking about it before we started. There was like not much happening, and then there was this, PlayStation call, and like just a bunch of stuff just kind of happened like last minute, and now I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You been playing anything?
Nothing new. I meant to play Farm Simulator 22. I really wanted to. Had it downloaded.
I forgot that was our homework, dude.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I thought about it today. I was like, I hope we didn't play it because I didn't do my homework. Next week.
Yep. I got it downloaded and everything, just didn't get the time to play it.
You got
played a little of the
I
classics.
did.
Yeah. Got a little Halo in, got a little Long Winter in, a little Minecraft in.
Nice. You still enjoying the Long Winter?
It's pretty good. I think we've hit like in-game, though. Takes about 20 or 30 hours, it seems like, to get there, but that probably depends on the server you play on.
Yeah. What did we do? I played a little Evil Dead, played some more Evil Dead with some friends. It's getting to be more and more enjoyable as we're starting to understand what we need to do in the game. And we got a full foursome that is playing, so it's a lot of fun. What else? I played some of that Floppy Nights game that came free in Game Pass.
Yeah.
It was slow. It didn't grab me right away. I like the idea of it, so I want to try to go back out and do some more of it, but yeah, at first, I literally, it might have been me, but I fell asleep while I was playing it, too. I might have been a little too tired, a little too inebriated, who knows. But, I played a little of that, and then there's just always Smite being played at this house. You ever play Smite?
I've seen it. I really thought about getting into it. That's the free-to-play one, right?
It's a free-to-play MOBA with gods as the heroes, and there's a ton of them, and it is a lot of fun. If you ever had any interest in it, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think... when I got the PlayStation 5 and you could see it, your hours in a game, I think we were up to like 3,300 hours in that game. So I played it for a long time, and then my wife is even more obsessed with it than I am, and she's constantly like spending money to get the skins in the game, dude. We've got a lot of money in this Smite.
Oh yeah.
There was a new battle pass, so we did a lot of that this week as well. But all right, well, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get this show on the road. Let's talk about our new releases from last week. Wait, actually, before we get into that, we just got to mention, we got to pour one out, dude, for our homie from GTA Vice City.
Oh.
One of the best movies ever made, Goodfellas. Ray Liotta just passed away, dude. That one hurt. It hurt. He's a good man.
Yeah. There have been rumors of the next GTA being set in Vice City again.
Oh, man.
I kind of wondered, did this just throw a wrench into Rockstar's plans for the next GTA?
Yeah, it's a bummer. But, R.I.P. Ray Liotta. All right, now we can officially talk about the games. First up, Roller Champions came out on May 25th for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox XS, and PC. I played some of this yesterday. I did not mention it. I played some of it. I have opinions. So basically what it is, it's a free-to-play, it's a 3v3 sports game. Roller derby plus you got to throw a ball into a hoop and all this stuff. Have you checked it out at all?
I watched some early access gameplay a little while back.
Okay. So yeah, it's made by Ubisoft, and I was like, okay, this could be cool. This could be the next Rocket League, and it just didn't like grab me. It's fun. It's fun to skate around. The mechanics are good. So basically, you skate around this track, and after you get around the thing once, you can then your goal is open, and then you can score it in there. The whole same time, people are like checking you and uppercutting you, and like it's really arcadey. It was fun, but I think like the learning curve is going to be. I think people are going to pick it up real fast, or if you play with a team of 3, you'll have much better odds than playing with randos. Because when I was playing with randos, now granted, it's the first day it came out, but it was very frustrating. Like, people are just like either taking the ball or like not good at passing it, and it was frustrating. So I definitely could see some growth here. Worth checking out. I mean, it's free. Why not, right? But that's my take on it.
Yeah, it looked really good, and I watched a review and prepped for everything today. It seemed like the person had the same exact kind of viewpoints that you did there. It said it was very, very easy to sort of get the hang of, and their basic thing was like a lot of the changes between these different stadiums are cosmetic only, and it doesn't seem to really affect the gameplay. So maybe in the future, if they can have like obstacles or maybe a figure 8 track or something crazy like that.
Yeah, figure 8 would be awesome. But yeah, I guess maybe like once people pick up like the skating mechanic and how to like do that. I mean, people are going to be doing like, because you could do tricks and stuff like that. Like, people are going to get good at this game, and it's going to happen fast, you know? All right, next, Sniper Elite 5 for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, PC. This came out on the 26th. It's a third-person tactical stealth sniper shooting game. This is the 5th in the series, obviously, and it's getting great reviews. I don't know if I was surprised. I mean, usually, I don't know. I don't know how these sniper games do, but it sounds pretty cool. So this one's based on real-world locations during like the early 40s in like Nazi Germany and France and stuff like that. So it sounds cool. I mean, who doesn't like to shoot a Nazi in the dick? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you could do that in this game and see with X-ray vision his dick just exploding into bits.
Exactly,
that sounds great.
I mean, it's a time-proven sort of concept for a game that people love. So if you love the last ones, I bet those people are running to this one as well.
Yeah, I had no desire to check it out, but now I'm gonna download it. So it's available on Game Pass, day one. So if you have Game Pass, you could check it out. But like the amount of stuff that's in it, they got fully customizable weapons. There's a co-op mode, or in the whole story is you could play a single player or co-op, and then there's an invasion mode where like a third person jumps into the game and they're like an enemy sniper and they try to kill you. And then there's a survival mode where you play with 4 people and there's like waves of enemies, and then there's a multiplayer with 16 players. So
gosh,
there's a lot of gameplay that's here. So, and I mean, shooting Nazis in the dick.
Yeah. So right? Say, like, I hope that the story mode goes into, like, an alternate reality where you get to snipe Hitler or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, those are always fun. So, yeah, I'll check it out, and I'll report back next week. This and Farming Simulator. That's my my docket. All right, next up, Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. This is also available on all the systems. Came out on May 27th. It's a sequel to the 2019 game Arcade Spirits. It's a dating relationship sim. But this one we had to mention because it's set in the world of video games. And not just that, it's esports, baby. You're out there, you're playing your sports. You're trying to get with whatever guy or girl. You create your character to look however you want. You're playing this one, right?
I don't know. As far as dating sims, I'm waiting for Left 4 Dead or whatever that was last time.
The Dead by Daylight one?
Yeah, Dead by Daylight dating sim.
Yeah, this one, I looked at like some of the people in it, or the characters you could date. I'm not interested. I'm going to pass.
No, just based on looks alone?
Yep.
But you didn't get to know them.
That's a good point. And that's one of the draws of this game. It's fully voice acted. And you could grow to love some of these characters, but no, I'm very superficial and judgmental. Hit the road, Arcade Spirits, new challengers. Bring in the old challengers.
You're swiping left or right or whichever one it is to reject.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, who am I to reject anybody? Really? Send them all over. All right, and then Pac-Man Museum Plus for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. I mean, it's a shitload of Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we say about it?
Well, this one, the reason it stood out to me, I played a lot of, like, Pac-Man. They've released these games a million times. But this one seems kind of interesting in that, like, your hub to play different games is an arcade. And it's super highly themed. You've got a lot of customization you can do as you progress in these games and unlock, like, new decorations and new props and things in your arcade.
Yeah, that was the best feature to me, for sure. Like, I want a cool arcade. And also, I was really obsessed with, when it came out, it was Pac-Man Challengers... or Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, where it was like super bright flashing lights and got real fast. It like made my mind bleed, but I got really into that for a while. That one's not on here. Pac-Man Championship is, as well as Pac-Mania, Super Pac-Man, Pac-in-Time, all the classics. Total of 14 games you could get your Pac-Man on. All right. That's it for our new releases from last week. Let's talk about our news of the week. Lots of PlayStation news. So the president of PlayStation, Jim Ryan, had a business meeting, basically, and there he dropped just so much information on us. It was really, really exciting. First up, let's talk about how Sony expects half of its annual releases to be on PC and mobile by 2025. So, this is pretty cool. We're seeing how we're seeing trends go that way. Obviously, it's PC, and now more so to mobile. Now, this has a lot to do with them saying that they're going to be creating more live service games and games like that, that are constantly evolving. So, 2025, half going to PC and mobile. That's pretty exciting. So I have some quotes from Jim Ryan from this thing today. He says, PlayStation Studios historically has executed wonderfully in the delivery of a strong portfolio of narrative-rich, graphically beautiful single-player games. But it's certainly the case that we have restricted ourselves to a rather narrow portion of the gaming market. By expanding to PC and mobile, and it must be said also to live services, we have the opportunity to move from a situation of being present in a very narrow segment of the overall gaming software market to being present pretty much everywhere. I think if we do this right, if we execute with intelligence and we execute with excellence, the opportunities for significant growth in the number of people who play our games, the number of people who enjoy our games, and the number of people who spend money on our games is exponentially a large one. I would say, for example, if we are successful in making a portion of the 12 live service games that we have in development in PlayStation Studios, if only a portion of those enjoy critical and commercial success, then the impact of that over time will be completely transformational to our business structure. Whew. So,
I've got some thoughts on that one.
Tell me them.
Okay. He says, for example, if only a portion of those 12 live services, if only a handful of them achieve, critical and commercial success.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a recurring theme, and it's going to be a recurring theme, that the gaming market is saturated already. There's too much crap out there. And all this signals to me is that he plans to shovel crap at us, taking the crypto approach of cast a wide net, and maybe you'll get one, really good return out of that.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound like a positive thing, and I don't know about PlayStation transitioning their business structure into shoveling crap and hoping something sticks.
Yeah, I'm hoping that... So part of the other stuff that we're going to talk about regarding PlayStation is their... how they've always been so proud of their first... their first-party games, their IPs, and the stories that they're telling within these games. So I'm hoping... Now, I totally get what you're saying, but I'm hoping that they are going to put the passion that they have in creating stuff like, God of War and The Last of Us into these live service games. Now, what that is, I have no idea. And if the current market is any trend, like, you're right, man. Saturation is a definite thing. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know how much room there is for these
Yeah.
games.
Just seems like, if you're talking critical and commercial success, that should be your goal with every single game you produce. And if it means producing less, but I mean, maybe it's just a sign of the market because it is so saturated. You do have to have 12 games and hope that a handful of them see any success. Because it's not like it was back in the day where like you had 5 games release on a
Yeah,
system in a quarter.
yeah. But what is the bar, I guess, for this critical commercial success? What signifies success to them? Is it the money? I don't know. Like, but obviously, commercial success. We know that's the money.
Yeah.
But like, how much money? Are they expecting millions of dollars? And I feel like some of the shittier games that are out there in the free to play market or in the mobile market are pretty successful still. I mean, I depending. Like, I mean, look at
Yeah.
games like Genshin Impact, which is probably making, I have no idea how much money, but that game is everywhere. There's a new Nino Kuni game that just came out. I saw for mobile that I hear is doing great too. So like, there's so many like just random things out there. So if they could like, I don't know, use one of their existing IPs or I don't know, it's possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, in addition to that, he also said there's 2 new unannounced live service games coming out this fiscal year. So who knows? He said it's not Destiny. So that we have that to look forward to. And as far as mobile games, so he did say we've been thinking about how players enjoy our content and have had some early success with experimenting with mobile games and apps to provide more choice to gamers. Mobile is just one of the areas we are exploring to reach millions of gamers beyond our platform. PlayStation has a huge catalog of diverse first-party IP that can transition to smartphone gaming and complement our AAA games or live service games. We are exploring the mobile market with some wonderful PlayStation franchises, so please stay tuned. So, we'll see what that means, if there's, what specific IP they're talking about. It's just like a God of War Endless Runner or a...
Yeah, why not?
yeah.
Some of those, the runs that you were doing on the
Exactly.
apps.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I see. Just sashaying his little god booty. Some other things. They talked about how new IPs will continue to be a focus. So, during its current fiscal year, Sony, PlayStation, 34% is being invested in new IP and 66% in established properties. So now, Jim Ryan said that by fiscal year 2025, the company plans the split to be 50-50. So they really want to focus on their IPs. And he says, new IP is the lifeblood of all entertainment, and SIE is significantly increasing the amount that it is spending in this space. From less than a quarter of the total spend in fiscal year 2019, we'll augment the proportion invested to 50%. Oh, basically what I just said. So, by the second half of... it says investment that they anticipate will yield significant returns in the second half of this decade. So, again, they're proud of their IPs, and they're going to continue to build new IPs. Like, I mean, it makes sense, dude. Like,
Sounds
they
good.
make some good games. Dude. Ratchet and Clank, quality. The Infamous games is some of my favorite games. Like, and then and now you got Bungie coming into the fold, and like just Uncharted, the last dude.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. PlayStation, they make good games. Story.
Yeah, because it's not just like it's not that you do something with your existing IP. It's what you do with it that keeps fans and wins fans over, and they do a pretty good job.
Yep, absolutely. Some more things he talked about. They have big plans for PlayStation VR 2. There's going to be 20 games available at launch. He says, right now as there is a considerable amount of money being spent on partnerships with independent and other third-party developers to secure a considerable pipeline of attractive VR content at the launch of PlayStation VR 2. So, very cool. If you're a VR guy, plan on getting one of those. I wasn't planning on it, but the more I hear about how much they're spending on it, how quality AAA titles coming to PlayStation VR 2, I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to have to get one. I know it. What else? He also said how he expects PlayStation 5 to outsell PlayStation 4 by 2025 as they are now ramping up production. Slowly, we're getting back. The supply chain issues are kind of, sorting themselves out. It's very slowly. Chip issues, that sort of thing. But yeah, they're planning to increase the production, and we'll see. Hopefully, they can maintain the output because they struggled.
Yeah. One little snippet from some articles I was reading. He kind of came out and said that the metaverse idea, the whole metaverse idea right now, didn't really mean much for their plans in the future.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing because, as we were talking a little bit before the show, NFTs, we don't even know if we should cover things with that because it's just like, is it a fad? Is it going to stick around? And it seems like it's on the way out. I don't know if the metaverse thing has long-term legs here to run on.
Yeah, it's already like in the same. Today, I also read something about how the metaverse, the Facebook one that they has planned, is like really, really struggling. So, I mean, those are. It's not. It doesn't speak well for this idea. But yeah, and then a few other things. He said that there's been extremely positive reaction to the new PlayStation Plus rollout. So that's good. And then lastly, he talked about some new TV shows that they're going to be making here. They're really, diversifying. So there's a Horizon show going to Netflix. God of War was picked up by Amazon. And then a Gran Turismo series. We don't know where that one's going. So those join the previously announced Last of Us for HBO, Twisted Metal going to Peacock, and then Ghosts of Tsushima also sometime in the near future. But I'm excited. Which one of those are you most excited for?
Twisted Metal would be cool, but it's like, man, does everything have to be on its own streaming platform?
What even is Twisted Metal going to be? That's like, I think I'm most excited for that one because like, what is it? Is it going to be?
You got a lot of good characters and lore in the old games.
Oh, great stuff! Yeah. That one's I gotta know. Is it going to be like a Mortal Kombat, like the first Mortal Kombat movie where everybody like meets for this like tournament? And it's like this weird death match thing. I don't know. Who knows? No one does.
Yeah,
but
be interesting.
I mean, that's going to be good. And then The Last of Us has got to be good. At HBO, it's got the show. Quality showrunners and the people behind the video game doing it, easy peasy.
All right, not much known about Gran Turismo at this point because there are like no characters in the game.
No, I mean, what is that going to be? Just cars driving?
Fast and Furious Part 20, probably.
Yeah, that one was a weird one to me. So yeah, we'll see what that one's going to be. Who knows? Next up, in a video game industry first, Raven Software has become the first major video game studio to unionize. So now this is, it's not as grand as it sounds. There's only 21 people as part of this thing, but they're QA testers, and they just voted 19-3 in favor of a union. So very cool. This is we've been talking a lot about unions with Activision, and so Raven is part of Activision. We should mention that. So, but yeah, there's been a lot of talk about unions in the industry. A lot of industries, it seems, more and more, and they're the first. Exciting times.
Yeah, and this is coming off news that we've talked about in the past. Like there were Ravensoft employees, I believe, or somewhere under Activision, under that umbrella of QA testers who were talking about unionizing because a lot of people were just going to get the boot from the company. They were temporary contracts or something like that, but they were fighting for permanent positions. And Activision Blizzard or Raven, whichever one calls the shots there, said, okay, we're going to make you full-time, or like 3,000 positions or something like that with the company. But if you were one of the people who were trying to unionize, we can't give it to you. Sorry, because it would look like we're paying you off or something like that.
Yeah.
Not to unionize.
Yeah, it's the whole thing's been crazy. I mean, and so this happened, and Phil Spencer has already stated he will support. He will support the union. He said, once the deal closes, we would absolutely support an employees organization that's in place. We think it is a right of employees and something that can be a part of a relationship between a company and people who work at the company. So that's great. They got the support of the boss man. And, hopefully this bodes well for other divisions. I mean, even within Activision. So it's funny.
Yeah.
So also at the same time, we should mention that Activision Blizzard has been busted for illegally threatening its staff over discussions about unionizing on their internal Slack channels. So they are being investigated with the National Labor Relations Board. Someone had filed a complaint there. So who knows, man? We got Phil Spencer supporting it, and then other news threatening firing and stuff like that. So
yeah, basically another day more shady things going down at Activision Blizzard.
For real, they can't I don't know. They just can't pull it together. I don't know. Doesn't. I'm becoming more and more I don't expect this deal to go through anymore. There's
the acquisition.
The Microsoft Activision Blizzard one. I don't know, man. The more I hear about these lawsuits and stuff. Now, granted, I don't know what any of that means, but dude, it sounds like there's some hurdles before this actually takes place.
Yeah. I think it'll happen with the money that Microsoft has. They'll make it happen one way or the other.
Yeah. Well, more Activision news. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We got a little teaser trailer thing, and the release date was revealed. October 28th is the release date. So it's what else? In that little trailer thing, they showed some of the characters. You got Ghost and other people. So
yeah.
It's exciting.
Were you hyped?
I think so. I skipped the last one. I know you're really into it. Which one is it? The
Vanguard's the newest.
Vanguard.
Yeah.
And that's usually how I do it. But especially Modern Warfare 2, we talked about it, dude, was the one that was one of the ones that really got me into the series. So
yeah.
I'm excited for that, and hopefully it's good, man.
Oh yeah. A lot of expectations on this one, especially bearing that Modern Warfare 2 name.
Yeah.
The original Modern Warfare 2, which, why are we going back through these?
It's weird. It's weird.
The original is a lot of people's all-time penultimate Call of Duty title, so
yeah,
people want to see justice done with this name.
Yeah, why are they going back? I mean, there's 10 Fast and the Furious movies. They're doing it. If they can do it, Call of Duty can do it.
It's kind of like coming out with another Too Fast, Too Furious for
exactly.
2022.
Why? Yeah, let's just do Fast 5 again, but cooler. I don't know. All right, we'll keep an eye out for more. October 28th. It's not far away, so it's very exciting. Next up, Microsoft has confirmed they are working on a cloud streaming device. We've talked about it before. They've never really come right out and said it, but there's been speculation. They've talked about how they would like to have the ability to just play Game Pass right through your television or right through your a set-top box or whatever. But now we have confirmation. It's called Project Keystone, and this is what they say. Our vision for Xbox cloud gaming is unwavering. Our goal is to enable people to play the games they want on the devices they want, anywhere they want. As announced last year, we've been working on a game streaming device, codenamed Keystone, that could be connected to any TV or monitor without the need for a console. So, really cool idea. unfortunately, it doesn't sound like it's coming out anytime soon. So another thing they said was they have decided to pivot away from its current iteration of Project Keystone and will take its learnings and refocus its efforts on a new approach that will allow it to deliver Xbox cloud gaming to more players around the world. So in the same article, we get the announce of Project Keystone and how they're throwing it in the garbage and starting over again.
Yeah.
So,
that's exactly what I was going to bring up about this, because that's the exact same reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great idea, and like we're seeing it more. We got the Stadia and the Amazon Luna. So, I mean, Microsoft, with all their prowess and money, they could figure it out, right? I mean, how hard could it be?
You'd hope. I mean, people try to do like a lot of things on the streaming devices like that with the cloud, but I just don't know. I know with like a Amazon Fire Stick or Fire TV, you can run like mobile games, but that is still a far cry from like a cloud streamed Xbox One game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not playing like Forza Horizon or whatever on it, you know. So, but I think like so I had previously had like a dongle thing that you could plug. It wasn't a dongle, maybe it was like an Amazon Fireware, but you could plug an Ethernet cable right into it. So like that would be cool. You don't have to worry so much about, you know, the cloud and that sort of thing. That would be nice. Like that was always my issue playing the games over the cloud, is that sometimes I would have patches where like I wasn't getting a great signal. So if you could, you know, not like everybody has an Ethernet cable right near their television, but you should.
Well, you currently cloud game. Is it doing like better now than it was before?
It is. I noticed lag less, although I did just recently try to play. It was Forza Horizon, whatever,
5.
and it wouldn't. It was unplayable, like completely. Which prior to that, like months, well, like when it first came out, I was playing it on my phone and it was working just fine. So I don't know. It definitely, there's ups and downs, but yeah, it's I mean, it's getting more and more prevalent. We'll see more of it, hopefully soon. All right, next up, Marvel fans. I know it's not you're not like a Marvel, you know, diehard guy, but I mean, we got good news and we got bad news. What should we do first? What do you want first, the good news or the bad news?
Let's rip it off like a Band-Aid with the bad news and then get into the good stuff.
All right, so the bad news is the Marvel MMO that was announced from the publisher of DC Universe Online has been canceled 6 months after it was announced, with no screenshots, no information, no nothing. It's done. They said they are reevaluating the development risk profile, the size of the investment, and the long-term product portfolio strategy for the group. Basically, they just said the game would be too expensive and unable to guarantee a certain amount of money in return. So,
yeah, no, I didn't dive back into the archives, but is this the one we talked about? And it was sort of exciting because they did Lord of the Rings Online and also DC Universe Online?
I think so. I mean, like, I know we had talked about one that was that, and I meant to look as well, because we did talk about Jack Emmert recently, the guy that was behind these. And I can't think of any other game it might have been.
There's just a lot of like Marvel and Lord of the Rings and DC properties out there spread amongst these different developers. It's hard to keep up with.
I'll tell you what, though, there has never been a Marvel MMORPG, and I was very much looking forward to this one because I did play the DCU online when it first came out. I played that for a little while, but like, you know, it's DC. They're fine, but I'm a Marvel Comics guy, so I was really excited for that. So it's a bummer, but you know, what are you gonna do? They're gonna invest the money into their Lord of the Rings and DC Universe and make them better. So next, so the good news. There has been another Marvel game announced. Now, last episode, remember I mentioned there was a Marvel game that was announced that I completely forgot about. It's like, I know they're making a mobile game. This is that game. I looked at it right after we recorded last week. It's called Marvel Snap, and it is it's a free-to-play collectible card game from Ben Brody, the former director of Hearthstone. Now, if you're not familiar with Hearthstone, you're crazy. It's like the greatest, biggest trading card game out there, and this one looks amazing. This has taken over the spot for my most look forward to game right now. I'm telling you. Like, as soon as this comes out, my productivity out the window. I'm not doing any work, not doing anything. So what it's going to be, it's going to be a fast-paced card game where each game should only last like 3 minutes. Both players are playing their turns concurrently. You got 12 cards in your deck. The game is going to start when it first comes out. 150 different Marvel heroes and villains. Whole bunch of different cards. There's going to be variants. And basically, yeah, you're playing these cards. You're doing moves. You got to win the game. It looks awesome. I'm super psyched for it. There is a full 6-minute video. So if you want any more information, go watch that video. It looks really, really cool. But yeah, I'm hyped because I loved I loved Hearthstone before it got pay to win. Yeah, I've just been waiting for a game to play on my phone.
Yeah, so this looks really good. I've been thinking about trying to sign up for the Android beta that's coming up.
You should, dude. I'm so jealous. Yeah, Android is definitely, there's nothing announced for iPhone as far as any betas or anything like that. So if you do, I want to hear all about it because, yeah, I'm
oh, yeah.
I actually went and I downloaded, the one mobile game that I always go back to is the Marvel Puzzle Quest. It's like the Match 3 game where you got you're battling. You ever play those games, Puzzle Quest or anything?
Don't think so.
They're great. They're real. I mean, they're match 3s, but the corresponding colors that you match charge up powers that you have. So if you have Iron Man, you have red, yellow, and whatever powers. And so if you get a whole bunch of red, it's great. It's a lot of fun. So I downloaded that to tide me over until Marvel Snap comes out, which we don't have an official announcement on the date, but it says 2022 sometime. So
gotcha.
Keep an eye out. It's going to be great. All right. That's it for our news. You got anything? Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
It's a marathon run.
It was, yeah. I feel winded. Next up, our brand new content creator of the week. This week, we would like to recognize Overreactionary for his content that he's putting out there. Now, specifically with him, we've been able to see this really impressive growth from you just scroll through his page and it's initially it was just clips, no thumbnails, nothing. And then you scroll up and you're there's these better thumbnails. And now this dude's putting out some really great thumbnails and the content is fantastic. So he mostly plays Apex Legends, but in it he's got tips, he's got clips, and he's got nips. Well, I don't know about the nips part, but the tips and the clips are definitely there. He's doing the voice chat now, and it's all there. He's got a really cool intro thing that it's much faster than the old one. The old one was really cool. This one I like better.
Yeah, so Overreactionary, you can always catch him around Juice, and that's it's an underrated quality. People who are really into the site, people who are very interactive on the site. So if you want to go talk to Overreactionary, you actually can, which is pretty cool. But yeah, from what little we've talked in Juice, I know that he's going for partner. I think he'll make it, because he's really putting in the effort, putting in the time with all of his videos. He's giving people Apex Legends tips and tricks, which is, I'm sure, and nips. Yeah, greatly appreciated, I'm sure.
I'm rooting for him. It definitely is. I mean, we don't spend as much time in Juice as we used to. Remember? It was all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
It's in there, just...
well, if they bring back quizzes.
Just making fun of Verified. Classic. All right, yes. So definitely go check out Fruit Lab. If you don't know what the hell we're talking about is about Jews and Verified and nips, go check out Fruit Lab. It's an amazing website, and you'll find all these great creators. And you can earn money for watching video game stuff. What? But yes, go check out Overreactionary on Fruit Lab. He's also got a YouTube channel, so you could check him out there. But yeah, he's got tips and nips.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Overreactionary. Keep doing
And
what
a lot
you're
of
doing.
pips.
And pips. That's what I should have put in there. But yes, I will link his page in the show notes. So go there, follow him, and tell him things.
Tell him G&W sent you.
Exactly. All right, that is it. We sprinted through it. We made it to the finish line, record time, and yeah. You got anything else that you want to talk about?
Not this week.
All right. Well, let's
Keeping it all private.
Let's finish it up. My name is E-Rock the Red. This guy is Full Clip. Find us on Fruit Lab. You can also find him on Twitch. Not showing nips, but probably playing some games. Full Clip _FL. I am on YouTube as well. Pop Culture Playground is my thing there. You can find this show, a bunch of other shows and garbage there. And then Gaming News Weekly is now on TikTok. So please go check us out on TikTok. Lots of clips, tons of nips. And yeah, that's all I got. So let's close it up. We will see you next week with more Gaming News Weekly.